everybody, this is Scott Laird from D'Addario. It's great to be with you today, and this video is just going to be a little bit of information or ideas about practicing. I have had lots of students over the years that have really wanted to get really good on their instrument and yet never were quite sure what to do when they sit down to practice. So I have developed just sort of a concept that really works for me, really works for my kids and my home, and it works really well for my students as well. And that concept is simply called perfect practice. Now, what does perfect practice really mean? If you were perfect, you wouldn't have to practice, and I agree. But one of the things that I find with students is that whenever they're trying to learn a new piece, or whenever I'm trying to learn a new piece, I want to make that piece sound as much like maybe the recordings that I've heard or the finished product as I possibly can. Unfortunately, what happens if I'm practicing something too fast and I'm making a lot of mistakes, I'm actually teaching my left hand and my right hand to make the mistakes. Practicing your instrument is a lot of muscle memory. So we're trying to figure stuff out, first of all, in our mind, but we're also trying to memorize how our fingers need to move and how our arms need to move with bowing. And the real trick to being efficient with your practice is to never practice really anything faster than you can practice it perfectly. Now, I oftentimes say to my students and my kids, well, how are you going to play this particular piece perfectly? And there's oftentimes a lot of silence. But what I would suggest is if you're learning a new etude or maybe learning scales or learning a new piece of music, separate those into smaller chunks and slow them down slow enough that you can really practice them perfectly so that the notes that you're reading are not going by so fast that you can't really think about where your fingers have to go and how your bow needs to move. So when you're practicing, I would really encourage you to think about perfect practice. Essentially, what we're saying is slow things down so that you can practice it perfectly. Teach your fingers, your bow arm, your mind, all how to operate in conjunction at that slower speed when you can really think things through, and then move that piece faster and faster incrementally. I know it might seem a little odd, but by practicing perfectly slowly, you will get up to tempo a lot quicker. I hope this helps out. Good luck with that, and we'll see you in the next time.